What's going on, everybody? Welcome into Amelie Mindset. My name is Keith. I just got back from watching Fantastic Four First Steps. I'm not gonna lie to ya. I was pleasantly surprised. It was really good. I know Pedro Pascal has been on everything lately. I want to keep it 100. He's a very good actor. There's just no way around that. And it was no exception here. The movie was really good. They are overdoing it with remakes. But my girl and I were in the car, and when we parked, she was like, yo, the last Fantastic Four was 20 years ago. The one with Jessica Alba, and you know she looked good. But with Jessica Alba and Chris Evans in them, was 20 years ago. So this was a very pleasant surprise. I'm gonna tell you the truth. The film didn't break any new ground with like the jokes or anything like that. But where I think that they really nailed it was the universe. The universe that was in, I think it was Earth 878 or something like that. And it was in the 70s, man. It was in the comic books. And I thought they handled it beautifully. I thought the movie was handled beautifully. They had the same superhero, like quirky jokes and everything. But even with all those corny jokes and everything that, you know, Marvel and all the superhero movies have to throw in there now, it wasn't the focal point. It wasn't. A lot of the jokes were like throwaway jokes. They weren't like the main punchline of whatever interaction was happening, which I thought was extremely refreshing. The cast did beautifully, but the shining star of the film was Joseph Quinn. And maybe some of y'all may remember him from Stranger Things, the last season. He was fantastic. He's actually growing to become one of my favorite actors in recent generations because his acting talents are so wide and he can really sell you on emotion. He got a decent amount of camera time. I know that Pedro Pascal is like, you know, the headliner of everything now. But I was telling Shorty in the car, man, I think Quinn gave him a good run for his money this movie. I felt like everybody got their nice little moments. Everybody had their own scenes for all four of them, which were awesome. But the Human Torch in this film was A1. Not just him, the Silver Surfer. Oh, what's my girl's name? Julia Garner? Bro, she killed it as Silver Surfer. It was so good. The volume of this movie felt good. The stakes felt real enough. And it was such a refreshing film. I'm not even going to lie to you. There are, you know, it does have its downsides, which I will answer, you know, I will cover in a sec, but I enjoyed it. I was somebody that grew up, you know, I'm a millennial. This is a Millie Mindset. And as a millennial, I remember the Fantastic Four like cartoons, not the ones from back in the day. I was into the movie that came out 20 years ago. I've known about Fantastic Four for a long time. And it was so good to see it revive. I thought that the chemistry between Pedro Pascal and I think that's now his shorty, Vanessa Kirby, I think that's his girl now. They had very good chemistry. Her acting was fantastic as well. She carried the role as the strong female figure, the woman of this movie, the mother of this movie. She was fantastic. And her scenes were very good. I believe that her acting was top notch. It was extremely enjoyable. Now to cover The Thing, look, I know a lot of people didn't like the redesign. I thought it was a little kooky, but it's true to his original design, so I'm not going to complain much about it. They had its little quirks, its little jokes here and there, but it was still very, very much enjoyable. He had a few little scenes, and I'll tie that into some of the negatives as we get into it. Actually, matter of fact, bro, let's just roll right into it. Let's talk about the fight scenes. Spoiler warning. But hey, if you don't care about spoilers, just come kick it with me. Who is the main villain of this film? It's Galactus. The man eats planets. You know, so the scale of the movie, the scale of the villains in the movie is galactic. It's huge. It's monumental. You're going against a giant, a damn near god creature. So what are these Fantastic Four really going to do when you really think about it? Where I think the movie shines is that it brings to light that the Fantastic Four are scientists. They got their superpowers because they went to space because they were scientists. So hence the way that they fight is science. It's not brute force. You don't have Thor in this. You have the Fantastic Four. The Thing is just a weaker version of the Hulk. Like, what else can you really think about? So when you're thinking about that, they're going against Silver Surfer, who is another damn god level threat, and Galactus, what's the Fantastic Four really gonna do? So that should already put into perspective how the fights in the film were. And I'm gonna keep it a milli with y'all. As far as like demonstration of strength, what did you think was gonna happen? It's just really the Human Torch. Because he's the only one that has the mobility and the pace to keep up with either Galactus or Silver Surfer. That's why he had a lot of shine in this movie. And I think that Quinn took that moment and he killed it. It was fantastic. He did a great job. This is a story about the Fantastic Four being a family and what issues and challenges arise from that. So I'm being real with y'all. Temper your expectations right now. You're not going to go in there and have them fighting Doctor Doom and everybody. That's not this film. But as for the story aspect, I thought it was great. I thought this was some top tier writing. Everything about the film felt 1950s, but with a futuristic approach. You know, there's flying cars and stuff. Their car is like invisible and stuff. And it was so fun. I thought it was a fun film. I thought it was super fun. I enjoyed it the whole way through. It had a few lulls, but it was just building onto the story. But they're fighting in space. They're fighting galactic beings. So they're doing the best that they can. And I think that it held up very well. If you're somebody younger like Gen Z or early millennial, this film, just go into it like a new film. Go into it like a new film because learning the backstory and all that, whatever. And that's another pro of the film. That was another pro of the film. Y'all know, all the film industry now is just remakes. For this, I love that they just cut to the chase. They straight told us, give us the exposition in the first 10, 15 minutes of the story. See how they are the top of the pinnacle of the world and their universe. And they did that. They cleaned their hands with it and they got with the current story that needed to be told. I love it. This is for Marvel, DC, anybody that's doing these remakes that I know y'all gonna keep doing. Yo, we know the backstory. Y'all don't have to tell us anymore. You don't have to tell us. We know what happened to Bruce Wayne. We know what happened to Clark Kent. We know. Please stop showing it to us. Just get straight to the story. And they did that in Superman. And anybody that could check out my Superman review is also on the channel. They did that in Superman. They get straight to the point. Literally in Superman's trailer, they were like, y'all know who it is. Thank you. God. They're going to keep shoving these remakes down our throat. Just get straight to the point. We know who Spider-Man is. Thank you. We don't got to. Uncle Ben, you can rest easy, my boy. We chilling, bro. Let's move on. Popping this film into the millimeter. I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. I originally gave it a 9. But after talking with my girl, she was like, yo, there was no fighting in here. And she was right. So that has to hold weight in an action superhero movie. But even with the minimal action, I was still very satisfied with the pacing. I was still very satisfied with the character development, with the story, with everything, with the action that they did have. It was super good. I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. I don't think you have to watch it in IMAX. I don't think you have to pay top tier dollars for it. It was enjoyable as it was. And I think it was refreshing. It was refreshing. It does have me giving superhero movies more of a chance as long as they continue on this pace of like Superman, like Fantastic Four First Step. Get straight to the point. Y'all gonna build another universe? We got it. Just tell us what it is. Stop with the origin story. We have it. Y'all been telling the same origin story since Stan Lee was alive. So we talking 70 plus years ago. We got it. We understand. And on top of that, all these remakes, they're all like comic book extensions. They all feel like comic book extensions. So with that being said, a lot of people read the comic books. You don't got to tell us again. And I think that they're getting that. Overall, movie was good. Good Friday night flick. Give it a shot. Let me know what y'all think. That's all I got for y'all today, man. This is a Millie Mindset where all I know how to do is keep it a milli. And we're going to do that till we get to a milli. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Peace. That was super good.